All right, let's do it live on a Monday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. That's the great Z, and the preseason is done.
Thank goodness.
It's long.
It is long.
It's long.
And now we're going to get to 53 tomorrow, and we are on to the regular season, and it is going to be awesome.
It's interesting. I've been kind of on the soapbox about how long all of this is, and it really is. If you go back to July 18th, and to think that this isn't game week, that next week is game week, but a lot had to get done. We've already had a bunch of cuts yesterday. Everybody's got to get to them 53 by tomorrow at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, you had the last weekend of play. We've had news in the NFL today in terms of hold-ins getting signed. McLaurin got his extension, so this is going to be a busy couple of days, and then it's going to be a little bit of a respite.
Yep.
This is kind of that long weekend, and so just to give you an idea of what the week will look like around here, meetings and workouts today. Tuesday at 3 o'clock practice. The deadline is at 4 o'clock, and then Wednesday at 2:30 practice. You'll have some waiver claims, those type of things. Practice squad can be put together at that point. Thursday is noon, so that's get out of jail free card. That's Thursday, you're gone. You do a quick practice at noon, then you're out of town. You're off Friday through Sunday, so this is always one of my favorite weekends because a lot of the NFL players go watch Big State U play.
Oh, yeah.
Go watch the alma mater.
There's some big games this weekend.
It's the best week one opener ever. Not just Ohio State, Texas, but just
ever.
There's
period.
a game in every window that is awesome. Really, there's not a single off window if you're interested in the college football game this weekend. So yeah, it's the opportunity to do that. And then we'll reconvene on Monday, and then it's on to the Bengals. So let's do preseason game number 3, shall we?
Let's do it.
The how was it? How did 1 o'clock at the stadium sit?
What do you mean?
I think they're awkward. These 1 o'clock Saturday games, they're awkward to me.
It felt like a Sunday.
It felt like Sunday.
Yeah,
to
it
you
just
guys?
felt like a
Did
normal
it?
game.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was awkward at all.
Yeah. How was the crowd?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. No, I mean it's not going to be full. It's not like, but there was certainly some energy there and some juice, and yeah, it was fun. To me, it felt that just felt like a normal game. So from that standpoint, I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Felt like a normal Sunday 1 o'clocker.
Yeah, felt like normal Sunday. We're going and getting ready, and I think that for the Browns, what you wanted out of that, you got, and I think that's what was so important about it is that you wanted to see, your offense. First, your starters get some work, first-team offense, first-team defense, and not complete first-team offense or first-team defense, but you wanted to see them get some work, and you got it. And you got work that was, frankly, that was great because after the initial 3 and out, you go get a good complimentary football period where Bajorquez hits an unreal punt that went 76
He's
yards
the
in
MVP
the air
of the game, man.
And bounces at the 1 and spins back like it's a wedge off of a tour pro. Then you get the defense takes them back 4 yards to the 1 when they actually have to get you the ball back. You get a punt and a nice return from DeAndre Carter, who continues to look good and picked up 10-plus yards on every return. And then you make the most of it and you capitalize on the drive where you get Joe Flacco hitting Harold Fannin for the touchdown. And so I thought that was great. Flacco finishes the day, 9 for 10, 71 yards and a touchdown. Beautiful, efficient. You saw a little bit from Dylan Sampson. You saw a little bit from Jerome Ford. Mm-hmm. Chief looked good. Judy was only in on the first sequence. Probably should have come up with that one ball, but you're not worried about him. So good. It was good work. And then defensively, here's what the Rams did on their first 4 possessions of this game. 3 plays 4 yards, 3 plays negative 4 yards, 6 plays 23 yards, 5 plays 25 yards. Punt, 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 punt. Our starting defense was unbelievable.
Oh, no, it's believable.
Well, it is quite believable.
It should be.
Yeah.
We played dress or win. I mean,
we
played their fours, so thirds and
they're
fours.
Just,
so
it doesn't. It's every game, every joint. In
no,
the
no,
joint
no,
practices, our
that,
defensive line has
it
been,
should look that way against that.
Yeah, of course. That's what I said. So you wanted to see.
Yeah.
But they're just, in terms of, it's not like Miles. We're just so deep on that line right now. Alex Wright is playing so well. You've got Cam Thomas, who continues to play well. Isaiah McGuire was everywhere. And apparently the gesture that he made, not good. But our guy, Aiden Huntington.
Oh, I didn't see it.
He got like a 15-yard penalty for that. Wiping your nose is an unapproved.
Oh, it is?
Is a banned move now.
I didn't know that.
Supposedly it's got gang ties.
Ah. I'm not
Anyway,
enough to know.
Me neither. Although it was explained to us. The line looked so good. Carson Schlesinger is an absolute beast. He is everywhere at all times. So they look good. Listen, the Rams didn't play a real game.
No.
So what you wanted to see in this was, guys competing, and you get into the twos, and you're unhappy about what happened with Ethan Posick, and hopefully he'll be okay. It's possible, according to coach, that he'd be ready to go for, week 1. But Luke Whippler stepped in nice. DeWand looked excellent, which is what you needed. You wanted to see a good game from DeWand there. And then it's Dylan Gabriel. And Dylan Gabriel comes in, 12 of 19, 129 yards, a touchdown, rating of 100 on that 2-minute drill, 11 passes, 9 for 11 on the drive, including on the third down to Jamari Thrash on that corner route. Just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful ball. And then he finds Gage Larvidan for the touchdown. He goes 11 plays, 86 yards in a minute 38. And it's all him. Smart, quick game. There were a couple where he'd look here, left, boom, boom, third progression, come back to the middle, got it done. He was excellent, and that was great to see for him.
I thought it's 2 starts in a row for him, or 2 games in a row for him. Obviously the mistake on the interception, but he learned from it, cleaned it up. When I watch him play, I see someone who, to me, if something were to happen to Joe, he could run the full complement of the offense right away.
Yes.
That's what it looks like to me. I don't see anything where it doesn't look ready to go, professional, all of it. Like he looks like he has taken it all in, that he's trusts where players are going to be, throws to pockets, to windows. He just looks like a pro quarterback to me. He looked very, very good. 2 weeks, two outings in a row.
Yes.
That he looked very, very good.
And he can handle it all. And what I liked is that intermediate game, 10 to 19 yards, for the whole preseason, 10 of 13 for 151 yards. It's 11.6 yards an attempt, 114.6 rating. The other thing that I like is just, it's the efficiency with which he is throwing the football. His time to throw is very, very quick. And so he is able to combat it. One of the things you look at is, he's able to get the ball out so quickly that it helps him keep him clean. He gets the ball out on average 2.41 seconds. Overall, for the whole thing, it was 2.67, but I'm talking from a clean pocket, beating pressure, 2.416 seconds. Now, he actually had more quick pressures against him as a percentage this preseason than Shedeur did, and it doesn't affect him as much because he's so quick to get that football out. Also, against the blitz, this is something you like to see from a rookie quarterback. Against the blitz, he was effective. Now, 9 of 11 for 101 yards, 9.2 yards per attempt. So, again, that's very good. But I think we just saw some very good throws, operates, understands it, sees it, knows what his reads are, keeps his feet in line with it so there can be a quick trigger when he sees it. But when you talk about a preseason where this is basically a full game's worth of stats, 25 of 37, 67.6% completions, 272 yards, 7.4 an attempt, touchdown, obviously the bad pick in Philly, which there was a lot that went into it, but ultimately he should have dirted that ball. And so, very impressed with Dylan Gabriel. And I
think he's a point guard.
But that's what right. It's everything that you want. But that's what you need in this offense. That's why Brock Purdy and Tua Tagovailoa. Now, Tua Tagovailoa was regarded much more highly than Dylan Gabriel. Was a first-round pick. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. So, but in this type of an offense, Kirk Cousins was a fourth-round pick.
Yeah.
In this type of an offense, if you can understand what you're seeing and be quick and decisive and accurate and know what they set plays up so that you're reading a particular thing, and if they go here, the ball goes there. If you can do that, you can be effective. Dylan Gabriel, there's no doubt in my mind, can do that very, very effectively.
He's incredibly he's played a lot of football. He played 6 years of college, and you see it. You mentioned how he goes from one to the next to the next. The way he flips his hips so quickly to get to the throwing angles that he needs, because with his height disadvantage, and Kevin said in the process it never showed up on tape, and we were concerned about it a little bit in camp because sometimes you'd stand behind, you're like, boy, we can't even see him. But the reality is that you have to trust and you have to be anticipatory. So he clearly trusts what he sees. So trust is a lot, right? You have to trust the position the coach is putting you in. You got to trust what you see. You got to trust the guy on the other end is going to be where it's supposed to be, and you got to trust the protection. So those are all of the things that go into trust for a quarterback. So he clearly trusts all of it. And because he knows it front and back, the ball can get out without him even seeing it.
Yes.
And that's it.
And from zero,
that's the job.
People are saying, he only throws to the outside. It's actually not true. From 0 to 20 yards, middle of the field, he was 13 for 17. For 100 and 56 yards. 13 for 17 for 156 yards. Middle of the field, 0 to 20 yards in the air. Middle of the field. Now, he does have some of his misses under pressure are high. That still gives me concern. But other than that, I think Dillon Gabriel showed you everything that you wanted to see. He worked both the left and the right side equally. 8 attempts, 5 of 8 thrown out to his left, 5 of 7 thrown to his right. But he did the majority of his work in the middle of the field. And that's, Brock Purdy does the majority of work in his middle of the field. That's where you'd be worried about his height. But I'll tell you, 13 for 17 for 156 yards. It's almost 10 yards an attempt. You feel real good about that.
I didn't see the height be an issue in the 2 starts.
No. So very good. So obviously still things that he can work on, but Dillon Gabriel, very impressive to start this preseason. And you have to like what you saw a great deal. Like that was really good. Here's the other thing about him is, the first game he was sacked twice. It was not sacked in this game. And so you're, again, lesser competition. That other first game was more 2s versus 2s. There were some guys out there that will be playing for the Eagles, but understood it, got the ball out. And I know it's not a popular narrative, but he was working with offensive linemen that were still working in the second half as well. 3 of his 5 guys at one point were the same guys that were there in the second half. So he understood.
Don't let the facts get in the way of something.
Well, we don't want to do that.
Just run amok.
And then obviously for Shedeur, this was as bad as it was bad. It was just bad. Didn't see it. Process was slow, drifting back, taking horrible sacks. Whereas in Carolina, you saw a lot of things with the exception of the 2 plays where he ran around, which he did here and didn't get away with it. You saw a confirmation of a lot of things you liked on tape. And then in this game, you saw a lot of things on tape in college that you did not like just manifest themselves massively and repeatedly. And people are saying, you had tons of quick game options. I mean, you go empty, it's a lock that 2 or 3 of those routes are going to be quick game. He just wasn't seeing it. He had plenty of guys open. Did he have great protection? No. But as I said, Dillon actually faced a higher percentage of quick pressure than Shedeur did. It was not good.
He looked like someone who hasn't worked a lot since the Carolina game. And the reality is you have an injury there in the Philly week.
Yep.
And then now all of a sudden we're like in game week, and we're you got to get Joe a bunch of reps, and you just don't have a lot of time. Obviously, we don't have access to what happens during practice in the week leading up to this game. And so you just wonder, like, he just, to me, looked like somebody – this one felt like what the first one should have felt like. But then you remember in Carolina we had all those quarterback injuries, and he got a lot of work.
Yeah, in the joint practice, he did get some work there.
Yeah,
it just was – it was one where it just felt like in his mind he didn't have the answers to the test.
No.
And so it was trying to observe things taking way too long, way too methodical. I mean, his time to throw, I said Dillon's for the whole preseason
2.6,
was
2.6.
And this is the same offense, folks, contrary to what you may want to believe. It's the same offense. His for the preseason was 3.96.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a big, big difference.
That might as well be an hour in NFL terms.
Yes.
1.3 seconds in NFL terms
is
an eternity.
Forever.
Yeah.
It's basically 150% more than even that. Now, again, there were things in the first one to like what you saw with Shedeur. In this game, it was just tough because we had 200. By the way, this offense, as it should have been again, Dillon Gabriel and Joe Flacco combined for 200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Yep.
And Shedeur played basically the entire second half with the exception. He was sacked 5 times on 11 dropbacks. Should have been 6. Got away with one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Huntley goes in at the end and they get into field goal range.
That's a trust word, bud. It's the same thing. He doesn't trust his eyes. Didn't feel like he trusted his line. Doesn't trust maybe his receivers. Doesn't trust himself.
But he wasn't dropping to the right level. He was dropping way too deep. And then drifting out of that. Just it was hopefully a very good learning experience for him. And I think it goes to the diligence that needs to be the relentless pursuit of it. And I said this at the beginning. He was not asked to do things at Colorado that he is going to need to do to be a quarterback in the NFL. And so that's not on him.
No.
We've said it before. He has a bigger learning curve. why people it hasn't been a fair competition for him. Dylan. Dylan's been way ahead of him in terms of just understanding what needs to be. I've said all along, everybody knows if you are paying attention how much I wanted Shedeur Sanders at number 2.
Right.
He is immensely talented, but there is so much more than just being able to throw the football where you want it to playing quarterback in the NFL. And on this day, he reverted to wasn't comfortable, wasn't seeing it, and just it devolved into bad quarterback play and something that was untenable. Now, people are saying that why wasn't he out there in the 2-minute drill? I'm going to give you 3 reasons, all of which are logical and true. Kevin Stefanski loves Tyler Huntley. Knew he was cutting him, wanted to get him a series. That was always kind of in the plans. I think had it gone, if like Shedeur had some good drives earlier, like in the middle of the fourth quarter, maybe Huntley would have come in by then. Number 2, it was bad out there. And so at some point you say, okay, this isn't going well. We're not gaining anything from this.
Yeah.
You're not, it's making things worse at some point. It's like somebody who's at the driving range and they just start smoking balls and it's going this way and they're like, well, I'm just going to get more and swing harder and you end up getting into worse habits.
That one to me, that second point, that's the one that it felt like to me.
And
was
3,
the second one, yeah.
Folks, we have a kicking problem.
Yeah.
Or a competition at the very least. And I know for a fact it was very important that the Browns were very hopeful to be able to get Schmidt a field goal opportunity at the end of that game. And unfortunately, it probably didn't look like it was going to happen with Shedeur out there. So I think all of those things add up. And guess what? Huntley got them down there. Thank you, Rams, for all the penalties. Had a nice pass, nice run. They get down there, and Schmidt puts it through. But D-Hop's missed 2 extra points. He's probably missed 3. There was one that they called good that probably wasn't good. It has been shaky. So I think they wanted – think about the pressure in that situation for Schmidt. Yeah, it's a game-winning field goal. Okay, that doesn't matter. It's the preseason. Although you want to win, they're keeping scores, Kevin Stefanski would always say. But, like, you miss that kick, you have no chance of being the kicker.
Yeah.
So that's a big pressure moment.
Sure it is.
And he went out there and he put it right down the middle.
Yep.
And so I think the Browns have a decision at kicker. It's going to cost them money, but I think – and I love Dustin Hopkins. Great guy. We've had the pleasure of spending a great deal of time with him. But, it's – kicking to me is the one thing that's the most like golf, and sometimes you just kind of lose your swing and you start thinking, and then it just becomes very, very difficult. And D-Hop, as good as he was in 23, was as bad – relative last year, and to miss 2 extra points in the preseason like that is tough. So I think they've got a tough one. And by the way, his short field goal was not like that would have missed from 10 more yards.
Yeah,
it snuck inside the right upright.
That position is so mental.
Which it's the most like a golfer.
You're right. Yeah,
it's like David Duvall
standing over the tee. Yeah, and it's standing on the tee box and going, I know how to do this, but then you hit it right a few times. You're like, wait, what is going on? Why is this happening? And then you start thinking about it every time you get to a tee box instead of just swinging free. And the same thing happens at this. I mean, we've seen it a bunch with guys who. And then sometimes they go to somewhere else, and then it works. Like you never know with that position. But no, that the last part is but everything you said is on point. And the last one is a really critical part, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here over the next day. In terms of here's the thing too, and you and I have talked about this a lot through the years. We at the NFL level, you don't have the ability to truly develop the depth of your roster the way that you'd like to.
No.
There's not enough time. And you're trying to get starters ready, you're trying to win games.
There's no
because as Jerry
reps.
Glanville said, it's not for long. You keep making mistakes, it's not for long. You're not going to have your jobs long. You're just trying to win games. That's it. Surest way possible. And there's not enough time to be this isn't college football. It's not.
Yep.
Where you have 1,000 coaches and 100 people on the roster, and you got all off. I mean, like guys at Ohio State, they're in Columbus all summer. They have mat drills in February and a month of practice for spring football. Like they never leave.
Yep.
Like they can grind and be developed. Here, this is professional football. They drafted Dylan in the 3rd round. They liked him a lot in the process. They traded up. and took him maybe sooner than some people thought, although probably wouldn't have lasted had they not done it. So they liked him better in the process. Once you get into this, though, then it's just about may the strong survive.
Yep.
And then the cream just rises to the top, the people who can do it. There's no time to bring people along slowly. Like they have to be – so like this idea of whether Dylan and Shedeur and AB said on something we have been talking about since the summer that, 4 quarterbacks, very comfortable. It's going to be 4, and so there you go. The reality is that Dylan or Shedeur, both of them, their development is going to be on them in large part. Because when we get into game weeks next week, we're trying to beat Cincinnati. We don't have time to go on another field and do that stuff. It's on you.
Yep. And you wonder if there should be something, and we've said it many, many times, but if there should be something like in the Premier League or any of the big soccer leagues, where you can take your young guys that aren't necessarily ready to be contributors right now, and you loan them out.
Yeah.
To other places where they can play football, loan Shedeur to the CFL or the UFL and let him play. Just play. Because the opportunity to develop does not exist in the season.
No, it doesn't. So whatever those guys become this year, from here on, it's going to be kind of on them.
Yes.
What they make of the opportunity and what they do. And the other thing that's hard when you are someone like Dylan and Shedeur, who are both kind of faces of college football over the last couple of years, it's got to be a hell of an adjustment to go from everything is done for me to this is what we do. We need you to get onto speed with this.
Yep.
That's a very different headspace.
Yeah.
Here's everything that we know you do well at Oregon and Colorado, and we're going to build the offense around the things you do well. We're going to recruit to what you do well. We're going to take care of you in terms of reps. We're going to make sure you're ready to go to this situation and any NFL situation, especially as long as you're not a first-round pick. Every other NFL situation is now you're competing, and you got 4 guys who are splitting reps and time, and it's livelihoods on the line.
Yes.
It's a totally different headspace, and if you're not ready for it right away, and it's got to be a tremendous adjustment for all those guys when they come in. Got to be.
You go from also being the guy to being a cog in the wheel. As a backup quarterback, your job is going to be to lead the scout team or to also break down all of a certain subset of film for your upcoming opponent and make reports to support the starter.
Yeah.
You have all the guys that come in here, and it's like you were a stud here, stud there, and now you're going to have to play special teams, and that's the only way you're going to make this roster.
Yep.
It's just it's a total change, but it is professional football. This is the NFL. I'm glad we got our guys the time that they got, and you saw from both of them a lot of good. You saw as well some things that definitely needed to be improved upon and things that they're works in progress. Shedeur Sanders, we knew he had a big learning curve. He is a work in progress, and I believe he will be. He is very talented, and with time, with the dedication, all of that, I think he can be a very successful quarterback in this league. I think Shedeur Sanders' ceiling is very, very high. It's going to take a lot of work there. I think what you're seeing is between Dylan and him right now, Dylan's floor is so much higher than Shedeur's.
Yeah.
Currently, and Shedeur's ceiling is higher, but he's got a long way to go to get up there. Dylan's probably got a little bit more of a narrow band. He's going to be here, whereas best case scenario, he can become like a Kirk Cousins. Worst case scenario, he's probably going to be like a Case Keenum or a Colt McCoy, which, by the way,
which is great.
Excellent value from a third-round pick. Mm-hmm. And I think you should feel very good about where he is and all of that. Look, this team, it's Joe Flacco's team, and it's going to be Joe Flacco's team for the foreseeable future. Now, people are saying, well, why would you keep Kenny Pickett? I think, number one, they like Kenny Pickett. Yep. Number two, had Kenny Pickett not gotten hurt, there's probably a good chance that he's the starting quarterback right now. And number three, the way those first 6 games are, if something does happen to Joe Flacco, I don't think you want to necessarily put a rookie quarterback in there against 6 teams that were a combined 40 games over 500.
No. You and I have been talking about Kenny and the way that he's been viewed here for months because it's the truth. I did see Mary Kay write it over the weekend that, hey, this is how this was going to go. And it was like, yeah, that is. It's what we've been saying for 5 months is how it was going to go. And then an injury happened, and the rest is kind of history on that. Quarterbacks aside, who stood out for you Saturday?
I mean,
the Aiden Huntington moment was awesome, by the way, what Kevin did post-game. It was very cool.
I've never seen that.
That was very
where
cool.
a guy has been told that he is on the team.
Very cool.
In the post-game presser. Never seen it. Awesome. Deserving. He's incredible. I thought guys that stood out to me, Luke Whippler continues to be incredibly impressive, and if we do need to start him, that's good. We'll be fine. Jamari Thrash continues to play well. Isaiah Bond, the ball didn't go his way, and I think there may have been some intention to that, but he can run and chew up space, and that was very, very obvious.
Yeah.
And I think he will have some type of a role going forward. I think that will, like,
Massive
I think in
weapon,
week one,
man.
yeah, I think week
Just
one
kind
will
of
be
plop down in the middle of August to get a weapon like that.
Yeah, I will say one guy that was a little surprising to me that I thought in this environment, especially against the level of competition that you were playing, that Deontay Johnson would have dominated, and we did not see that. So that makes, to me, his roster spot relative to Gage, who had another good game, seems to be a little bit more perilous. Defensively, there are just so many people that you could list here. Devin Bush was everywhere in this game. He played great. Eason Mascarenas-Arnold was great. Aiden Huntington continues to be just unbelievable. Schwessinger's everywhere. Alex Wright, Isaiah McGuire. We had a lot of guys who I just think just played really, really well in this game. I think cornerback is really interesting. I would have to believe there's at least one, if not more, cornerbacks out there that are not on our roster right now that maybe we would look at. Mike Hilton was released by
Miami.
He's more of a blitzer and a run D guy, so I don't know if he's a man guy. You'd have to see scheme fit there. One guy I do want to point out that I thought was just a little bit – I really thought we were going to see a lot more from Joe Tryon-Shoyinka in this preseason. Like, he has not flashed like the other defensive ends have.
No, you guys haven't said his name much.
No.
No.
He really has not flashed, so that's a little bit surprising to me. I thought Dom Jones played well. I just think our corner situation, Miles Harden, got to catch that one, but then again, that's why they play defense, I suppose. But you want to see him make sure that he catches that ball. Cam, he and Cam, neither one really stood out. I just think that we're going to be, the defensive line is going to be the engine, and we're going to need that defensive line to go all year. I think they will.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aiden Huntington, that was so fun yesterday. And,
that cool.
We were at Aiden Huntington Bankfield, and the guy was having, runs that like twist there and is just it was unbelievable stuff. It was really fun to watch him. And they had a guy on their team, number 34, what was his name?
The young man that tried to kill half
Tanner
our
Engel.
roster.
And that guy, it was just like he would go and put some crazy hit on somebody. Every time it was Tanner Engel. And then for us, every time it was like Aiden Huntington. He was like just a monster.
Yeah, it was. That was a good job out of Kevin in the post game too.
Cool.
I thought that was very, very cool. Those are your hot topics of the day, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. You'll hear Coach from the podium coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Now's your chance to be inches away from your favorite players. They take on some big opponents this season. Field seats. Huntington Bank Field put you close and personal with the thrill of the game. Limited quantities are available. Get them soon before they're gone. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/field seats to secure your spot now. Now time to head from the podium. Presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here's your head coach, Kevin Stefanski, from his Sunday meeting with the media.
Yeah, like I told you guys yesterday, please.
Goes down 12.5.
Really pleased that you get out of there with a win. I thought the guys understood really from the jump that it was going to be a game that we had to play hard, and I thought they did. It was not perfect, plenty to clean up, which I'm excited about, with our coaches to get some things cleaned up. But I thought it was a good finish to that preseason as a football team, just to make sure that these guys gave that type of effort. So really pleased. Obviously, now that the cut down starts to come over the next couple days, the toughest part of one of the tough parts of this business is just that. So we'll work through that over the next 48 hours, and then got 4 good days of work with the team Monday through Thursday, and then take that break over Labor Day before we get started the following week versus Cincinnati. So a lot left to do, a lot of work to be done, and we're excited to get to that work. But with that, I'll take any questions.
Yeah, Kevin, I have an injury question, but then I have a follow-up after that, if you don't mind. The first one would be really about both Ethan and Blake. I mean, obviously, I think both guys were headed for the 53. Do you know where they stand with their injuries right now?
Yeah, they'll, this week and then over the weekend, we'll know more, Mary Kay, how they respond. But I think both will be potentially out there week 1.
Oh, okay. All right. And then the other thing that I wanted to ask you is, can you address this sort of persistent narrative that you're trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders, especially after yesterday and not putting him in for the 2-minute?
Yeah, obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better, and that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
And did you, I'm sure you kind of answered this last night, but why didn't you keep him in for the 2-minute, or why did you decide to take him out?
Yeah, nothing more than decided to give Snoop some work at the end of the game.
Hey, Kevin, just if Heath is not able to go, is it Luke? And if it's Luke, what have you seen from him coming off, that injury that cost him all last year?
Yeah, Luke's done a really nice job all of the offseason, not just in the games, but he's done a nice job in the games, and we trust him. So if that is the case, he'll be ready to go.
And then with Kenny, do you have any idea yet if he will be ready to be available week 1?
Yeah, I think he will be available week 1, but he's getting better every day.
And you're still working through who'll be the number 2?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Kevin, just on Snoop, was the plan always to get him some action at the end of the game, or did the situation kind of merit wanting to give him that action?
No, yeah, we just felt if we could get him some action in that last game, we were going to do that. He's done a really nice job for us over the last few weeks, and just put him out there. And
then just 48 hours till cut down. How many roster spots do you think are still up in terms of debate and consideration? Yeah, we've really been talking about our roster throughout this preseason. It's not as if you get to this moment and you sit down and you talk about each spot. So we've had some really good discussions. As you guys know, there's some really, really tough decisions to be made, and that's the hard part that we have to work through. I like all these guys. I wish I could keep all of them, but unfortunately, just the rules don't allow it.
Hey, Kevin, with Harold catching that touchdown yesterday, just again, it seems like he's just come along really nicely at each phase of training camp. Like, do you guys think he's ahead of where you even thought he would be when you drafted him, and how much can he do here early in his career? Yeah, hard to say, Ashley, where we thought he was. The guy on tape, it's hard not to like that player. Just put the tape on of him making plays against really good opponents.
led the nation in receiving for that position. So it was something that you felt like you could certainly line him up in different spots. He could do different things. I would tell you the thing that you learn just being around all of our players, and you certainly have learned about Harold, he's extremely competitive, has worked very, very hard in all aspects of his craft, even including special teams. So I think that's been fun to watch a young player so devoted to his craft.
And then how did you guys feel about the pressure that first, second unit D line was able to create yesterday, especially in the first quarter, and especially knowing you're not even full strength there yesterday since Miles didn't play and Mike Hall's not back. Just how did that all look?
Well, that's been something I believe Ashley's been a strength of ours this whole offseason. I could tell you our offensive coaches would tell you it's been difficult at practice because the first wave and second wave are guys that can really be disruptive, and that's a credit to Andrew, credit to our coaches in developing these guys that are really, really good scheme fits in terms of how we like to play.
Hey Kevin, from your perspective, how much did Dylan Gabriel grow from that first game last week to yesterday?
Yeah. Hard to say, Jeff, in that, he did a nice job yesterday. There's plenty to clean up for our rookies and all of our players. So that's the fun part, again, like I mentioned, where we can work with these guys and, build on the good stuff, help them clean up the stuff that they got to clean up. But really, for Dylan, it goes back to the spring. It goes back to all the work that he's put in with all these young players they've put in from the spring to now, and just need to continue to build on that work.
Can you give an example of what he needs to clean up after that game yesterday?
Well, I think any player, Jeff, I don't care what the numbers say, you can have a really good numbers line sometimes, and there's always stuff that you can be better at. And that's, I've said it to you guys before, but we're not going to be perfect. We're all striving for it. It's not going to happen. But can we identify some things? Can we correct them? So I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty per se, but there's plenty from a footwork, decision making, all those things you can always get a little bit better at.
Thank you.
Kevin, I know we ask you about him a lot, but Carson Schlesinger early on went untouched. It was in that backfield back there. And then, he's kind of felt like he's translated the things from training camp into the preseason game. So what have you maybe seen from him that has stood out in terms of his instinction, his athleticism that feels good for the regular season?
Carson's been really a guy as advertised, Cam, where he's come in and he's running the show. He's making plays. I think his athleticism, his length shows up in practice and these games. So he's doing it in games what I'm seeing him do in practice as well. And
then Isaiah McGuire had that unsportsmanlike conduct call. I know the NFL said they're cracking down on even more gestures or things. What did you see in that one? What was the message, and how do you address that as a team so that doesn't carry into the regular season?
Yeah, I'm glad if it was going to happen, I'm glad it happened in the preseason. We know those rules, and if we don't know those rules, that's my responsibility to make sure these guys know what you can and cannot do when it relates to celebrating.
Thank you.
Hey, Kevin. I want to ask you another quick injury question, and then just something more general. Julian Okwara left that game. I know he's had a really nice kind of camp. What's his update, I guess? What's his status?
Yeah, dealing with a rib injury. I'll have more information over the next couple of days. And he has had a nice camp.
Yeah, and then that's I know Ashley asked you about kind of the pressure that you guys have created with guys like him, Cam Thomas, some of those guys we don't, Joe Tryon, Shoyinka, some of those guys we haven't talked about a lot. How valuable has it been to kind of get looks at those guys?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the point from earlier, Dan, where these are tough decisions to be made. Guys have done a really nice job. They've done everything we've asked them to do, and certainly I'd put that defensive line room in that conversation.
Kevin, I know I asked you yesterday about Shador coming up to you on the sidelines to ask if he could go back into the game for the 2-minute drive. But then in, kind of watching him in the aftermath of that, I saw, a lot of things on the sideline about him. He was very emotional. Some players had to console him, calm him, things like that. So my question is this a good teaching moment for you with him? I know you want players who are passionate that would want to go in that situation, but do you also I don't know. Do you need him to maybe be a little bit more composed or have any kind of a different demeanor on the sideline in a situation like that?
I think all of our guys, Mary Kay, as you know, are extremely competitive and want to be out there for every play. So I'd never want a player to be less competitive. So we want the best version of all of our players, and we need to learn from all these games, learn from every play. That's kind of what we're in the business of.
Hey, Kevin, how was Aiden able to make such an impression on you guys and earn those other roles, right? The fullback role and the special teams role.
Playing physical achieves your goals there, Scott. If you show up and you're playing physical on defense and then you do it on special teams, we have offensive coaches that are going to want to steal that physicality. So the more you can do, and he's somebody that has certainly done it on defense, has done it on special teams, and we value physicality.
It feels kind of unusual for a rookie, maybe, or a young guy to be able to step in and take on all those roles. So did you just know right away that this guy's got the intelligence to do that?
Well, I think this week was part of that, Scott, was seeing what he could handle, and he did a nice job.
All right, I'm going to read Daniel's question out loud, and then we'll go to Joe, and then we'll be done. All right, so Daniel said he wanted to ask if there are any takeaways from Isaiah Bond's 9 snaps since he wasn't targeted, and what are the next steps for him?
Yeah, thanks, Daniel. I think it was a good start for IB to get out there. He's just getting back into quote unquote football shape, hasn't been with us for that extended period of time. So I thought it was a good start. Obviously the ball goes where the ball goes, but I'm pleased with his progress, and we got to just continue to build on that.
Kevin, 12 minutes and you got to avoid it. But just when it comes to the kicker competition, what is kind of the deciding factor, or just when you weigh everything, what could be the determining case?
Yeah, we'll work through all those things, Joe, really at every position. And that's what the next couple of days are for.
And then just for this week, with week 0, since we're 5 years into it now, how much of it is still training camp mode, working on your own stuff, but also trying to prepare for week 1 in Cincinnati?
Yeah, I think you can do both. I do think you want to guard against going too far into the Bengals with your football team until you get later in the week, obviously, because there's that 3-day break mandatory. So you don't want to overload your players mentally just yet. So a lot of what we'll do this week will be about sharpening our scheme, sharpening our fundamentals and techniques, those type of things. And we'll do a good bit of Browns versus Browns. So still a good bit of competitive periods out there at the practice fields.
Okay, thanks.
All right, there you go, Coach, from the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Browns fans, head to Vivid Seats to purchase premium terrace experience packages. The package include a ticket, pregame field pass, parking, all-inclusive food and beverage, and a $50 Browns Shop gift card. Visit vividseats.com/Browns today. We'll go around the league. There is a lot going on around the league. One extension done. Looks like the other one could be nearing in terms of the big guys with hold-ins. We'll get to all of that coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly. Add more fun to your fandom with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today, get 50 back in bonus bets. You place the first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Jordan Schultz just reporting this in the last couple of minutes. The Bengals and Trey Hendrickson are getting back together on a contract conversation. Remember, they had opened up to trading him last week. That did not happen, and so now they are working on getting an extension done. All the reporting that I've seen from down there and the folks that I've talked to down there is that it just comes back to the yearly salary's good, the term is good. I think the Bengals want to do the guaranteed money, and we'll get to the Terry McLaurin deal in a second, which this will mirror. The Bengals want to do the guaranteed money for 1 year. Hendrickson wants 3 years of guarantees.
Yes.
And the Bengals just want to do one. To me, meet in the middle on 2, and then away you go.
So I've been trying to search out. Nobody has the McLaurin details yet.
I read it this morning because it happened while I was on the air, and I read it this morning off of, is it Pelissaro?
I mean, he's one.
Find Tom.
Yeah.
I think Tom's has
Pelissaro
the
and
term.
Schefter.
I want to say Tom had the terms of it.
It was 3 years, like $96 million.
Right,
Yeah,
but I think it was
$30 million guaranteed.
There it is.
30?
30.
$30 million.
That's what I thought.
Like as a bonus,
Like
or
a signing
whatever.
bonus or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way that I read it, was 3 for 96, 30 guaranteed.
But if it's so, I haven't seen. So some of the people, I don't see the guarantee, but nonetheless,
Okay.
if that's what it is.
McLaurin's extension includes a $30 million signing bonus per the source, a significant raise.
So
from
they're not
McLaurin.
sure yet the total.
The
John
total
Keim says
guaranteed.
not sure yet the total guarantees. So Bill Barnwell, and he says, good question. Where do you land in terms of 2-year guarantees? Closer to Mike Evans and Cortland Sutton, or DK Metcalf, which would be 60 that he wanted? My guess is it's not going to be that. I would be shocked. I think it's probably going to be like 50, which is right where he should be.
Yeah. So that deal did get done. My guess is the Hendrickson deal will get done.
They're all going to get done. Mike is
The
going to get his
Parsa ones
done.
is interesting. You saw what happened Friday. Did you see him laying, like while they're playing the preseason game, he was laying on the exam table? Sleeping with just staring in the sky. Like, the look of it is awful. And Brian Schottenheimer had some post-game comments. I forgot that Brian Schottenheimer's coaching the Dallas Cowboys. Sometimes you forget that that's what
Then
they
there's
did
still
there.
that.
Yeah. The Cam Hayward one, I talked to Brooke Pryor this morning, and she said that that basically Omar Khan's not going to blink. Like they're going, we're not giving you the extension. Like, this is it. We paid you richly. Like, we're not redoing your deal. So he returned to practice in Pittsburgh over the weekend or last week. So that's the one there. You're waiting on Micah. Who else who's still out there?
Micah and Trey are the two
two big
hold-ins.
ones. Yeah. Jerry was not pleased Friday with Micah's agent.
No.
At all.
He most certainly was not.
Yeah. So something to watch for there. And again, we'll see. You know,
we got 2 weeks.
Still got 2 weeks.
Yep.
I wouldn't be too worried
Although I
about it.
think, don't the Cowboys play the Eagles Thursday night to kick things off?
Yeah, I think they do.
So the timetable moves up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that does. It's a little quicker, but my hunch is he's in shape and would be pretty good to go. The Raiders in need of a backup quarterback. In fact, Pete Carroll said the team is looking for an experienced player who can help us. Backup quarterback Aiden O'Connell breaks his wrist in the Vegas's final preseason game, so could be some quarterback of interest there. The Eagles made 3 trades yesterday, including acquiring Sam Howell from Minnesota and releasing DTR. So DTR was released in Philly yesterday. The Vikings then, corresponding with that, signed Carson Wentz to back up J.J. McCarthy. I'll be candid with you. I wasn't watching Minnesota in the preseason. Did J.J. play at all?
I don't know.
Hold, please.
Yeah. That would I don't know that he's ever. I mean, I again, maybe he's played a bunch, but I haven't watched, so I'm not sure.
Max Brosmer got 64 snaps. Brett Rippon 34. Sam Howell 20. J.J. McCarthy 8. And his 8 snaps, he went, or 8 dropbacks, he went 4 of 7 for 30 yards.
And I think they cut Brett Rippon yesterday.
They did, yeah.
So
Wentz will be the backup.
Yeah. Yeah, the McCarthy thing is going to be a fascinating thing to watch. A guy who missed all of last season, obviously. A couple other things around the league. The Patriots are shopping safety Kyle Duggar, their starter for the past 5 seasons. Duggar was one of those guys. It's funny, every time I say his name, I think of Dane.
Yeah. Lenora Ryan.
Yeah,
was
we
his
talked.
college. Yeah.
There was, what draft was that where we were in the safety world so much? That was the year before the Delpit draft, because Grant's in year 4, right?
Grant is in year.
Or is he year 5?
Was that
He's
because
in
we
year 5.
wanted the man who we shall not talk about that went to Arizona?
Dos Unos.
that-
Isaiah Simmons.
was
Yeah,
that
this is year
19?
5 for Delpit because he was hurt in 21.
Okay,
Or actually,
so-
this is probably really year.
So they're in the same draft?
This is year 6.
Because Duggar got an
that
extension,
really time
but then the
flies?
new
Because he was
regime
missed
doesn't
all
like
of
it.
20.
Oh, that's right.
Played 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, this will be his 6. But
So they're in the same draft. That's why we have Kyle Duggar
yep, he was in the same draft.
PTSD, because he was
He was
that
in the
same
second
draft.
round, pick 37. I mean, he's been a very good player.
Who's running the defense for Braves over there?
The New England Patriots defense coordinator is Terrell Williams.
I know Josh McDaniels running the offense, but I didn't know who was
He
running
has
the
been
defense.
he was the D line coach, run game coordinator of the Lions last year, and he was in with Vrabel in Tennessee as the D line coach from 18 to 23. He was there, so he knows Vrabes. They got
Boy,
McDaniels,
the Lions cupboard really got raided in the offseason.
Thomas Brown, Todd Downing, Doug Marrone, Ben McAdoo is a senior defensive assistant on that staff.
How about that?
What's his mustache do?
Oh man, elite hair.
Yeah, when he took it off, it all went to hell at that point. So there's some of the big stories around the league. Cut down day tomorrow by 4:00. This is all going to start to really go at this point. You're going to start to see a lot of it. You're going to see guys getting extensions. You could see some more trades, and then all of the waiver wire drops and pickups, as all those drops will have to be done by tomorrow at 4:00 for the initial cut down. The man in charge of those for us is Andrew Barry. He was on the telecast of the game on Saturday and had a wide-ranging conversation with Joe and Chris. We'll have some of the highlights from that for you coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Car, truck, or motorcycle accident caused you injury? Call the injury lawyers at 1-800-ELK Ohio for a free case review. Elk & Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time to have a little bit of a listen. We've cherry-picked some of the sound bites from AB's appearance on the News 5 preseason telecast with Chris and Joe. Here is AB on the possibility of keeping all 4 quarterbacks.
Now, the reality of it is 53-man roster. You have 53 roster spots. 5 are really developmental or inactive spots. Plus, post-COVID, the roster rules are just so much more flexible that you can build your 48 game day roster, unless you're wiped out from injury, like pretty creatively. Quarterback, it's the most important position in sports. We have a room that we like all the guys in there, so we don't really see that as a problem. We really more see it as an opportunity.
AB talked about the this notion of post-COVID. You have more flexibility with being able to move guys around
100%, and
so that helps.
And it's smart. And so you're allowed to, for example, we've talked about, will the Browns only go with 2 tight ends? And now with the injury to Blake Whiteheart, maybe they will go 2 tight ends, have a couple guys on the practice squad, and one will be up, for the first few weeks. So that's a way that they're going to be looking at it. The 4th quarterback, in this case Shedeur, is going to be inactive. You're probably going to have 2 quarterbacks that are inactive, honestly. And you're going to then be bringing people up off of your practice squad to be on your active roster. Linebackers, safeties, tight ends, offensive linemen, for example. As we kind of looked at the one question, and we knew that you couldn't have it all, in terms of you can't have the 10 offensive linemen, you can't have this. The one surprise amongst all the cuts, there were 2 actually names on the first wave of cuts that surprised me a little bit. Nick Needham. Just because he could play safety and corner, so maybe that'd be a way to have 2 spots in one guy. And then Jackson Barton, who played very well and is a tackle with NFL experience, and we need him. So I'm guessing they're going to want him to, come back if that's possible.
Certainly something to watch for there. Yeah, the Needham one was a little bit, but you can't keep them all, unfortunately. The fellas asked AB on if he's comfortable knowing his 2 quarterbacks, his 2 rookies, are just a snap away from being the starter.
First of all, we have a lot of belief in both Dylan and Shedeur, and both of those guys have had an excellent preseason to date. And a big part of it is we measure and track everything in practice. Every throw, every decision, footwork, you name it, and we talk about the tangible progress that we're seeing on a weekly basis. Now, nothing is a substitute for competitive game situations, whether it's in the preseason and then certainly the regular season. So with any rookie player, not just quarterbacks, there is a little bit of a leap of faith, but we've been able to see their progress in real time, which gives us the confidence for both guys.
Yeah. And the reality on that one is you're going to have another 10 days for Kenny to get up to speed too. So and not up to speed in terms of acumen, but just health-wise.
Yes.
When is the last time we got an update on Kenny? In terms of, he looks like he's in great spirits on the sideline, but
we haven't got an update on him in terms of anything concrete. No. But I would imagine he did say that he would be available for week 1.
Okay,
so that would be that is an update without saying that he's back, he's full go.
Well, I think the Hoff is responsible for giving us the update that he was more injured than we realized anyway, and that was 2 weeks ago. That's
Yep.
At least he did. At least we didn't expect to see him the last couple of weeks.
Exactly
with
right.
That part, so good job out of the Hoff. Here is an update with AB on Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah, so there's not much that that I have an update on in terms of Q. We'll take that day to day and manage the situation appropriately.
You saw
I want
the
this to be
Florio
resolved.
report.
Yeah, I did. Well, that's just whatever. Annoying.
He's looking for clicks is what that is, looking for a little bit of attention.
Yeah.
He did that one other time this summer. I think it was with Shamar Stewart. He did that with the Bengals when they were trying to get his deal done, and kind of used that exact same bit of logic on that. I think we all just want this thing resolved and get Quinshon here and let him be a part of it, but it takes 2 to tango on that side of things. So it's certainly not something anybody foresaw happening, all of it. A month and a half ago, but here we are, and the fact that he's still not here is not a great deal at all. In terms of what made AB comfortable in signing Isaiah Bond, here's his answer.
Part of it is, we have gotten to know Isaiah's player person over the past calendar year, and then obviously done a enormous amount of work, on his legal situation. That's something that, we never take lightly when a player is involved in a situation or alleged to be involved in a situation like that. And really, we got really comfortable doing our due diligence and our investigative work. Felt comfortable with the player just based on his time with Tommy Reese at Alabama, and after his criminal case was resolved, we felt really good about bringing him into the organization.
You get a chance to watch him run around a little bit?
Yeah, there was one play where it was his route was a deep post. We ran a play action pass with Joe Flacco, and it was a deep post, and you could see him run and be appreciative of the fact that there's going to be a time where the ball's going to get thrown to him on that route.
Yeah, he's a nice player. That's nice to have that just kind of drop in the middle of August, and all of a sudden you get a second-round talent at receiver, a position you need.
Boy, I'll say.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. He's a big-time weapon. Joe Flacco got his preseason action on Saturday as well. Here is your starter on Shedeur Struggles Saturday, if he remembers his struggles in his first preseason game in the NFL.
Dude, I remember, yeah, big time. I can remember just like yesterday. I mean, that's part of being a rookie. You're going to get thrown into situations that, maybe you don't think are ideal. I got thrown into a game against New England with 2 minutes left. I fumbled on the 1-yard line. They scored 2 plays later, and that was John Harbaugh's first preseason game, and he was not happy. I mean, I wasn't happy either, but it's part of the game. It's part of what makes a football player is learning how to deal with those situations and learn from them.
Yeah, it certainly is. Learn from those mistakes. Here's Joe on Harold Fannin getting his first touchdown.
It was cool. As we broke the huddle, Dave and Harold were both in, and I was kind of waiting to see who's going to which spot here. But it was great. I think he's going to be a hell of a player and important piece for us. And it's good to see him kind of breaking out of his shell a little bit and becoming part of this team. And to get him a touch there was great.
When we get to Cincinnati a week from Sunday, how do you expect us to go about our business offensively? Provided, because I don't think Quinshon's going to be in. There's no way he could be in the mix.
I think
for Sunday anyway, with this short of a ramp up. Even if he were somehow to miraculously get here.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be Jerome Ford and Dylan Sampson, and then we're going to figure out a power back to go with them. Whether that Amani Marshall missed a blitz pickup in this one, I thought that was very important for him to be kind of flawless in that regard. Still had some nice runs, showed that kind of good north south power, but that is something that certainly we'll be monitoring. But I think we're going to go out and we're going to be in a lot of 12 personnel. I think we'll be. With Tillman and Judy, and sometimes maybe Thrash and Judy. When we go 11, I think Jamari Thrash will be that third receiver. Bond, I think, will have a collection of plays. But I think for the most part, we're going to get out there. We're going to get the Chief out there. We're going to get Harold Fannin out there. And we're going to try to dictate that the Bengals need to be in base defense. And if we can dictate that, I think we're going to be very effective. You watch the play where, Jerome Ford had his big run, bounced outside. It was a Harold Fannin block on the edge that set that one up. Now, you could say maybe he got away with a hold on that play, but hey, it's not a hold if they don't call it. The Hoff would be the first one to tell you.
Yes, he would be the first to tell you on that.
By the way,
that's it. Go ahead.
We haven't done any little tomfoolery at all.
Go ahead.
But I had a chance to sample some of the Hoff beef on Saturday.
Oh, did
with
you?
The Hoff, and it was delightful.
I thought he would. Did you go to Fahrenheit with him, or did you?
No, he came over. Yeah, he brought. He had a little.
How's he bringing the Hoff beef everywhere?
He had a meat sack, a meat sleeve.
He had a meat sleeve.
And he opened it up. It was refrigerated in there. He had some ice things in there or whatever, and he pulled out his Hoff beef. So we had a strip, a ribeye, and a 100% Wagyu, a full blood Wagyu. Because American Wagyu is typically Wagyu and Angus. Mm-hmm. And this was
look at you dropping an Angus. We've come a long way from brown spotted.
A Denver. Well, I know beef.
We've come a long way. We're dropping a Wagyu Angus split. I mean, we are a long way.
It's grass-fed, a very special grain finish on it. But that one was a Denver steak.
He even knows about the grain finish.
Yeah, that was just...
That's where your marbling comes
delightful.
from.
That's where your marbling. Yeah, and I have my buddy Zashin was like, well, I only want it if it's grass-fed. I said, it's Wagyu. They need the marbling. This isn't...
All of them do.
They need.
They all need. If you want it to be flavorful.
Well, some people don't. Some people want it to be very healthy.
Okay, but I mean, you need to have a little.
Yeah. Those people want it. So, eat them well.
It was real good. So
that's right.
He took on the strip. The strip had the big, the fat. The strip was unreal, and just kind of we had a cast iron, and he just kind of let it sit on that fat cap kind of vertically like this and moved that around. And that created kind of and then we basically cooked it in that like tallow.
Oh, that's nice.
It's quite good. It was a feast. I was not well for 24 hours.
Is he ready? Are we ready to like order online? Are we at a good point?
We are, and it's already like, I think it's already gone.
Yeah. That's what happened
It is
the last
end.
time.
It
like
is premium. It's premium. It's
yeah.
The strip was one of the. It was. So we also did like a head-to-head with it with the Wagyu that I get.
Steak-off.
So we did a steak-off so that we could kind of like see. And it was, what's funny about it was when I have the Wagyu that we're usually able to get and compare that to a regular steak, it tastes like, basically his Wagyu made the Wagyu taste like a regular steak, and his was like so much creamier, sweeter, more tender. And the strip was really, it was outrageous. It was outrageous. The Denver, I'm sorry, we had like so thick that it was almost a little raw. It was almost like sashimi.
Really?
It was quite good.
Oh yeah, he's ready to go. I mean, I'm on the site now. Like
there are some that are still
Hall
available.
Of Fame bundles. He's got
Yeah.
F1 American Wagyu. He's got full-blooded Wagyu.
So the full blood is what we had of the Denver. We had his American Wagyu on the strip and the ribeye. The strip, again, I will say, was spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see where he's got some stuff up.
Let me tell you something right now. It is unbelievable. And if you ever if you see that he does the drops on Fahrenheit and you're able to get down there, go get it. It's incredible beef. And like he is, you guys know the Hoff, right?
Yeah, he does.
And we talk. He gets so into it at a level that not many people can even understand, and that's how he approached playing offensive line and basically everything that he does. And this is no exception. It's really incredible.
He's got a charcuterie bundle on here. He's really no. It's just like when. So it's like when this was years ago. We were in the market for a different coffee.
When he was
we
in
didn't
the
want to have the K cups. I was done with K cups. I'm
Yeah.
done with them. Like I got to do it. Hoff, what did you do? So he went through a process to net him the machine that he recommended to me, which I've had for now 6-7 years, which I love. But beyond that, he goes, I'm going to save you some time. These are the best beans you're ever going to find.
The key is you got to have the beans.
Got to have the beans, Larry. And so he put me onto the beans, and that's the only beans that I've had.
Yeah.
For the whole time.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm like, maybe I'll try another bean. And this was years ago.
Why would you?
I'm too smart now. I don't. We just buy the same one. But in the time, like maybe there is something better. No, there's not.
No.
The Hoff did the due diligence.
He did it. Oh, and it is.
It's like the pillow research.
His due diligence.
Dude, the pillow.
The pillow is.
The Hoff has enriched my life in so many ways. He put me on that pillow. I have not had back issues since I've been on that pillow.
Yeah.
And that's like 4 years probably with that same pillow. What else? Oh, and then Little Joe.
Oh, come on.
Little Joe.
Yeah.
Is
the
working.
sous vide. Yeah.
It's working great. The sous vide.
We had a good time.
Great Hoff.
It was a night of extreme indulgence.
I bet it was.
A lot of good wine. I was wrecked. My Sunday, I really didn't even feel good until and he had to get up at 5 a.m.
I feel like he's impervious.
Oh, that's
to it.
right. He had an early
he
flight.
He was pervious.
Oh, was he?
Oh,
was he
yeah.
hurting?
He was. Yeah, he was. He is mortal after all.
Okay,
turns out. I think we both thought it was a good idea, like late in the evening. So Arden and Boods had come back, and they're all big into crumble. Like, are your kids obsessed with crumble?
The cookies.
Oh, not obsessed, but I'm aware of them.
Okay,
I'm aware
Mine,
of them. Yeah,
obsessed.
they're
They're always
up.
getting crumble. So there was a thing called the Dubai brownie that had like sold out immediately over and over and over.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Okay, so that at like 9:55, it was like there's going to be Dubai brownies, but the store closed at 10, so you had to get it for delivery. So we get it for delivery. Hoff is like, "What is it?" So he orders 4. So we get these 2 packages delivered to our neighbors. Wrong house.
Oh God.
So Boods is like, we got to get these. So we go out under the cover of night, sneak through the little forest. We see up on the thing, and I'm like, Just go up there. I said, if somebody's there, just knock on the door and be like, hey, I think they have a drill or a crumble here.
Yeah,
But if not, go up, look, verify it's ours. And so he goes, gets it, and then he's like running back through the trees. It's like hysterical. So we
Look,
go in
he's
there
a fugitive.
and we eat them. And it was really good. So I don't find out until the next day. Okay, first of all, they're big. The Dubai brownie is big, and it's got like gold on it, and it's got a pistachio crust, and then it has some like phyllo dough layers in it that I guess are from some Middle Eastern type of a pastry.
Oh boy, that's the thing.
Okay, yeah. So
that look,
that's it. Yes.
Boy,
So,
that is a wild looking thing.
first of all, it's delicious. Second of all, we were so far in it that like at that point, like eating anything was very exciting, even though we had eaten 4 pounds, I think, of meat and had way too much wine. So I ate one of them, and then I was like, now I'm
That's
definitely
a brick.
sick. Okay, he ate 2 of them.
Hoff did?
My kid's brains are falling. He just ate, and he'd already eaten like a pint of ice cream. So he eats 2 of these things. So then the next morning, the kids
None
tell
of this
me,
should surprise you.
the kids tell me this next morning, they're like, you realize that those were like, look it up there. Look up the calorie per. Let's see if you Google it, what does it say? Because maybe I'm hoping they're wrong. There's a part of me that's hoping that they're wrong.
It's actually the second thing. You type it in, and then the next word that comes up, 890
Okay,
calories.
better. They had said 1,000 each, so now I feel better. But I guess when it was a la mode, probably we were tipping 1,000. He went 2 after the Wagyu, after I won't say how many, but bottles of wine, and it was.
Well, he can probably drink a bottle of wine like you would have like a.
If he drinks wine like he drinks beer,
Yeah. I bet it's like one of those mini Fijis or something, like 2 gulps.
Yeah,
for
and
him.
he gets his little story like, and he's like, oh, it's good. He was very pleased. So then we decided, and I think what got us in was after that we watched the America's game doc, or America's team. He hadn't seen it, so we watched like the first 40 minutes of one, and then it was just like
of the new one or
of the first episode.
First episode, yeah.
So like he's riveted with like the and then it's gushing oil, and I knew I was gonna buy the dead. Like
Screaming, it was crying,
yeah, he's loving it. And then when Irv like did the line about I caught the doctor's hand, we tried to spank him. Like he's like he's like this, we loving it, but we were like he's like I'd really love a coffee. He's like,
what time is this? He's trying to stay
this
up.
This is like. We're after midnight for sure. So we have a coffee, but then we had a great idea that we were going to put.
Why do we have
hold on. So we had a great idea that in this coffee would be salted caramel Baileys and a hefty splash of Weller. And I'm pretty sure that's why
drinking wine.
I'm pretty sure that's why nobody could sleep, and why that was. There are 3 kinds of bourbons, right? There's like the great bourbon. There's a reasonable bourbon nightcap.
Yeah.
And then there is we're carried away. We're having the bourbon nightcap that is unnecessary.
And
that one is a killer.
That's death.
And that's where I think we ended up there after it was an incredible.
I got to tell you,
I didn't even eat really until last night's dinner, and I wasn't even like.
You said that was a caramel. What was in the coffee other than the Wellers?
Caramel Baileys, caramel flavored Baileys.
So sweet.
That is a lot.
That's
At
a lot
midnight,
of sugar,
that's
Bob.
a lot.
That's a lot of sugar.
Let me just tell you something. After the Dubai brownies, it was nothing. There was nothing.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
maybe it was better Miss K was out of town.
Oh yeah, Boods hung out with us all night though. Boods was loving it. We were talking. We were having a great time.
All right.
The Hoff though, just what a tremendous human. He really is. Like, couldn't love that guy anymore.
Guess the grams of sugar in the Dubai brownie.
Grams of sugar.
Grams of sugar in the Dubai brownie.
I don't want to.
84.
Like I went
84.
I have this awesome.
I don't know if I've ever seen 84 on a label.
He ate 2 of them. And before that, I said, we had ripped a pint of ice cream, cookie dough, blah blah blah. Because this was like a late. The kids are like, Dubai bread. And so he's like, Dubai bread. It's like I'm gonna order some too. So we had double orders. So he's like, we can never be too short, right? We gotta be safe.
Oh my gosh.
It was, but just hilarious. And then he had to go. He left early. and had a layover because you can't fly to Wisconsin direct from here.
No.
So you had to lay over in Chicago. And he's like, that'd be the layover was tough times. But then he had got there. And when any of us are gone, even if we're gone on work, and technically this is a work trip when you come back, but it's like, dude, now you're
we got stuff to do.
Yeah. And there was parades. And he had to be in parades and stuff. And I'm sure if he was feeling like I was feeling, and I'm sure he was, that would have been tough.
He's got young kids. Everybody wants to hang out with Dad.
Oh yeah.
God bless.
We got to talk with Reese, great Reese, the youngest of the Thomas clan, and I think we're cool now.
Oh, that's good. There was a time you weren't.
I think I took it as affection when she beat me up, and was literally throwing punches as a 6-year-old.
Yeah,
that I was like, I really actually would like you to stop hitting me. These are pretty legit punches that you're throwing as a young 6-year-old girl. Yeah, and that's what Hoff said. She's tough. So we had. I think at the end it was kind of like I got the look when in What About Bob when he's in the shower and he outside and Dr. Leo Marvin's basically being like, Bob doesn't want to stay here, and he's just like, basically at the end I was like, so are we friends? She says, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, that was great. That is fantastic. We'll do a little roster fact or fiction coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Browns fans, enter the Dog Dash sweepstakes presented by Milkbone for a chance to have your pup compete in our annual dog races during halftime of the Browns-Dolphins game on October 19th. The grand prize includes 2 season tickets for the 2026 season and Milkbone for a year. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/milkbone to enter. Time for a little roster fact or fiction. Hello, Gibbe.
Hi.
How are you?
By the way, when's everybody's fantasy football draft starting?
Tonight.
Me too. My first one tonight.
The only one
Let's
I'm in.
go. Me and S.
You and S.
Our team name, Hot
Nathan,
Like Lava.
Nathan.
You know he's going to be very. I don't think we're going to have a chance to get Travion, and I know he wants Travion.
First round.
So if we took him, we'd have to take him 4th overall.
I think that's aggressive.
Yeah.
Well, but it's a keeper league. It's a dynasty league.
Yeah,
though,
it's
right?
a keeper league. So this year
4th
we're going
overall,
into it.
Though, my God,
Yeah, but if you think about 36 of the best players in the league are off the board.
Oh, okay.
But where they're slotted. So we have
okay. Well, so then it's not too crazy.
We kept Lamar Jackson. We kept Jackson Smith and Jigba. We had him fairly late last year, and then we got Judy real late.
That's nice.
So those are our 3.
Nice.
And where did you guys end up? Did you guys make it to the championship?
Or not last year. We're 3-time champions in this league.
Yeah. No. I think you made a little run at the end.
No, me and well, we can only play for pride these days, Gibbe, as you know.
Correct. Well, what I'm saying is you beat the Miz.
Oh, that's the other league. That league I lost in the finals. That was the number 1 matchup in maybe fantasy football history. I hate to say we came out on the wrong side of it. We did. It's true. We had a great showing that week, but Bowen's got us. So Bowen's who I play in the Brylo with. His team has now won 5 titles in the AFL. We've won 3. So at the time he had 4, we had 3. We were in the finals together. So we have the most wins, points, division wins, all of that, and 3 titles. He's second in all of those, but has the 5 titles. So he's the dynasty right now. We're the second dynasty, but it's basically 2 teams have been running roughshot over that league, AFL for the Miz 0 titles, by the way, for keeping score at home. Same as all of you who aren't even in the league.
Who aren't even in the league.
Yeah.
I have mine tonight. I haven't looked at anything. Just.
As of right
I don't
now,
do nearly the work I used to do. But I'm very excited.
I don't have a league. I'm a man without a contract.
You're a man without a league. You got to get a league.
Don't
we have an in-house league we can do here?
I just thought about it. I was like, I'm not in one right now.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
It adds to it.
I don't
it's
know
fun,
why.
man. It's
normally
fun.
Just it didn't kind of fell through this year.
This is year 25 for the only league I'm in.
Really?
Family league still no more.
No, I'm sure we'll do that. I'm sure the kids and the kids have their own now. Like the 2 bigs have their own little operation. So they're in with their buddies, but we'll do. I'm sure we'll probably do something like that. I got to get Bootsy's got to get involved with something. I might have him help me draft tonight. We'll see.
Boots. How is Boots at the game? Running around playing football? Is he just
his best life?
The first week of school.
First week of school in the books. Where I sit, I can see everything, so I can spot them in the distances and know where they all are. So, no, he was great. He and I had an epic comeback on Saturday night golf. We were down. We always played 9, and we were meeting my wife for dinner at 7, and so we were buzzing around. There wasn't many people out, which was awesome. We zipped right around, and we were down 4 holes with 4 to play. Boots and I were, yeah. And the week before, I probably played as good as I played all summer, and I was awful Saturday.
Okay.
Awful. Didn't lose a ball, but just was spraying it.
Just tough.
Just sucked. Just couldn't. Everything close. I wasn't getting close. Boots was struggling, and then we rallied. And we
flipped the switch.
We won. Win.
Well, now the pressure's completely changed.
So we get to 9.
Did you push?
We get to
9 a par 5.
Yeah.
Isn't that like 1, 9, 10, and 18 all par 5s? Like they're all in the same spot.
They're all kind of, it's weird.
That's
terrible.
It's
a weird layout. Yeah.
That's terrible, Kenny.
Yeah, it's weird. So it was coming down to the last hole, and I'd played terrible all day. Go ahead.
Were you guys if you win this hole, are we going extra holes? Are we prepared to go to a playoff hole? Because you're 4 down with 4 to go.
We pressed, so we went. It went
winner take all.
Winner take all on 9.
Got it.
Love it.
So they sprayed left.
Where do they tee off from?
Peyton is the same as me. And then the 2. No. I'm 1 back from Peyton. Peyton's 1 up from me. Parker's 1 up from Peyton, and then Bootsy's they put really cool. They put tees in the fairway.
Yeah, or they have this disc and it's like the junior
No, they
PGA.
put
actual tees.
Put the tees in there. it's on an edge, but they're way up.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 20, 30 yards. Sometimes like 125 yards. Like it's going to be big.
Which would be nice on this hole.
He goes up there. And I made natural birdie on my own, which I've never done on that hole ever. All the while,
can't say that anymore.
The blonde was sitting there watching as we played through, which was still the champion. That's good.
Yeah.
Just remember.
How you doing?
I don't light that spark.
The boys are the two holders were so pissed. So pissed.
What do you mean? They should be pissed at themselves. They couldn't close.
They couldn't close.
Why couldn't they close? They were 4 to go. Close.
Yeah.
ABC.
It was, and they were cruising. I mean, it wasn't particularly close. Like stroke wise, they definitely beat us, no question. But anyway, so
that's not what you're playing though.
No.
A little roster factor fiction, gentlemen. Kevin, hit it.
Fact or fiction?
The Browns' initial 53-man roster will have more offensive players than defensive players. We're down to what, 69 right now?
Yeah,
so
fiction. We're going to have more. We're going to have more on defense.
Yeah.
Or worst. You're basically saying I get to say more defense or the same. I'll take that action.
Feels 26-24, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Next.
Fact or fiction?
The Browns' number 3 opening day cornerback is currently not on this roster. Z?
I think that's probably fiction. I don't think that they would get that into. I don't know that somebody's going to get picked up and start that week.
It feels like. I mean, Cam's been here. I know.
I think he's going to get an opportunity. He or Miles are going to get an opportunity, but I think corners will be brought in. Yeah. That's for sure.
Bishop, anything to add on that?
No, I think I would be. I feel like Cam will start, and I mean he's played well for us in the past. I know it hasn't been the best camp, but I don't know who you could bring in that quickly that could.
Gotcha.
Come into that spot.
Next.
Fact or fiction?
The Browns will make another trade before the season opener. Bishop?
It feels like the safe odds would be a fact. We have some needs at corner for sure. We have a lot of depth on the defensive line, a lot of NFL guys on the defensive line. Is there a possibility there? I always thought that we would need to address receiver. I don't feel that way anymore. With the addition of Isaiah Bond, I don't think we need to do anything there.
Yep.
So, that was kind of a ace up the sleeve there to have that waiting. So, no, I would think that if there – I do think fact that you could see another trade. I don't think it'd be something monumental, but I think you could see another trade.
Zagara.
Yeah, I think absolutely. If there's somebody that you really want and you don't have to – you don't want to give it an opportunity to go to waivers or what you want to say, I want to secure that person, yeah, I could see us making a trade.
Next.
I also think we could trade one away as well
fiction?
out of that D-line.
Linebacker is more of a concern for the Browns than wide receiver going into these cuts.
Yeah, I'm not as worried about wide receiver. Thrash has looked good. You got Tillman, you got Judy, you got Isaiah Bond now, and you've got Harold Fannin, who's you saw in his touchdown, split out wide and runs a bang 8 like the playmaker, wearing 88.
I love
for
that.
A touchdown. Come on.
By the way, I love that bang 8 is back in our life. I mean, I haven't used that vernacular in probably 20 years.
I was going to say.
But we're back because of Jarrah and Irv and Aikman,
man,
and we're all back to saying bang 8. I love it.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to call every route a bang 8, even if it's not. I just think it's awesome. But the
only the 8 gets it too.
Only the 8 gets it. For sure. I mean, for sure it is. Wide receiver was something that I thought we could have worked around, although I would have liked more talent in it before Bond. But then you get Bond, and now I'm good. Like I think you're fine. I think you're more than fine, and you got the 2 tight ends. And no, but linebacker is it's just a lot of injuries, man.
Yeah. One more.
Fact or fiction?
Non-Browns fact or fiction. Trey Hendrickson will be on the field for the Bengals when they come to Huntington Bank Field in 2 weeks.
Fact.
Fact. Lock fact. Look, if you're we went through in the morning, I went through every team in the AFC North, did kind of previews with everybody over the last couple of weeks. When you look at this division, Baltimore has no notes. They are ready to go. There's not a single question that you have on their roster at all. In fact, I think they probably have they have the most pressure on the league. In the league to go win it, Baltimore. for sure. I put Buffalo's second, but I think they're most because they don't have anything. They have to be running out of Derrick Henry. He ran for 1,906 a carry last year.
Yeah,
it's crazy that he's still able to do that. But that has to be slowing down at some point. Just Mother Nature's undefeated. Pittsburgh, if they won 10 games with Wilson and Fields. If Rodgers just plays to that level, they're better everywhere else than they were a year ago.
Yep.
I mean, their tight end room is crazy.
Yep.
They got three ones in their tight end room. We forget they had Jonnu Smith, right? Darrell Washington's still there. I mean, that's all there. And then the Bengals, most prolific offense. I mean, they're going to average. They'll be in the 30s.
They can score with any team.
There's only 3 times last year they didn't score 20. So yeah, they can score with anybody. So like, brings us back to Hendrickson. They are looking now. Nothing's guaranteed, but they're certainly. You do the schedule game in Cincinnati, you're saying we're winning the opener. Then we got Jacksonville at home. We're going 2-0. Like, we're not digging no holes. We're going the other way with it. So that's the way they're viewing it.
Yep.
So yeah, I think they will get it all locked in. Did you guys see the Boomer Esiason stuff from last week?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Oh yeah,
yes,
absolutely
on brand.
So if you missed this, they have 10 people in their Ring of Honor. 8 of them are still alive. Okay, so apparently, and this is one bit of context that I think everybody should understand. If you are in the Ring of Honor in Cincinnati, it is expected that you return every year for the Ring of Honor ceremony. That must be something that they agreed to. Like
totally.
Well, it doesn't happen every year.
No,
I think there's only.
I think it has now. I think they do it every year now.
Okay.
For the longest time, they didn't have anybody in it.
This is like number 11 and 12 going in.
Yes, they have 10 in, 8 are still alive. It's Lapham, and I forget who the other one that's going in this year. But so they send Boomer this thing, and you've probably seen it by now, and he reads out loud on his WFAN show what they're offering, and they're giving him discounted rates on hotels.
That's right. It's a wedding price.
Right. So then Ocho Cinco is like, hey, man, like, how much do they got to pay for you? Is kind of his view of it. But he's still, I think, trying to be ingratiated with the organization, whereas I think Boomer's long past caring, right? What anybody think at this point. He's long past caring. I think it's both absurd that you – by the way, like, who in Cincinnati would even take his money for a hotel room?
They shouldn't.
Like, if you're of course.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So it's crazy that they're charging the 8 guys who are from out of town. It's probably not even that many. Some of them might even live in Cincinnati. Might only be 3 or 4 you got to put up in hotel rooms. Like, that you wouldn't just – that's on us. You're coming in, that's on us. We got the rooms.
Yeah.
We're going to get you suites at the wherever.
Yeah.
And away you go. We'll go eat at Ruby's place, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's the no-brainer thing.
No-brainer.
I also thought it was crazy that he read it out loud on his radio show. I mean, that is sticking it. That's as embarrassing as it can. I would think is about as embarrassing thing you could do.
He should do that.
I wonder if I don't know if he should. I wouldn't
maybe
want
not,
him
but
to.
it is. Well, they shouldn't have done it.
I understand, but like, wouldn't the better thing probably would have been to? Are you guys, like behind closed doors? Like,
Is
are
this
you guys
real?
really making me pay for my hotel room?
Yeah.
When I come in to celebrate your organization, are we really doing that?
Well, I mean, it feels like pretty clearly they were really doing that. I think he had the answer. I don't think he needed it
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
I think he
Just
was like
embarrassing,
calling out. This is what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not good.
No, it's not. It is not. All right, we'll get you a great clip of the game coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for the Cleveland Browns. Tackle any size office, 216-485-2000, or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. Time for the great clips. It's going to be great clip of the game. Welcome to the Aiden Huntington experience, kids. Have a listen.
Browns up 16-10, 2nd and 6 for the Rams. Win, straight drop. Huntington gets to him. Let's go. Aiden Huntington, friends.
He keeps this up. He's going to order the whole menu the next time he goes to the Italian restaurant, folks. That's what he said. That's the dream. You keep working like this. He has been relentless. He is a bull in a china shop. I love it.
Aiden Huntington, 6'1", 281, played at Tulane, but 3 years at Kent State. Also had a cup of coffee at Louisiana Monroe and a Caesar salad. Played a one-tech outside linebacker, 15.5 career sacks. Where does he play? I don't care where he plays. Just put him on the field. 3rd and 7 now. Rams have it 32-yard line. Win, back to throw.
Again!
And he goes down again! Aiden Huntington!
Look at Myles Garrett, first guy on the field. This whole Browns bench is emptying to give Aiden Huntington. They ran a twist right there. He came around, and you could hear that one from up here. Dresser Wynn said, I didn't sign up for the Aiden Huntington experience. Still getting mobbed by his teammates over there. They love him. What's not to love? Andrew, what is not to love about this guy? Loops to the inside, and then boom, crushes him. When you get Myles Garrett, the Defensive Player of the Year, 10 yards onto the field to cheer you on, you know you've made an impression on that locker room.
Man, how great is that? That is so good, man. We got a let's go in there.
Give it. I promise. I promise.
It's the preseason.
In the regular season, I won't. I would never scream again.
So
again.
That was a big. In
Right
honor of
before the
Buckeyes
sack.
opening week, that's a big Lachey.
Yeah. Preseason. We're not.
That's right.
That won't be regular
hey,
season.
There weren't many big moments in the second half.
Enjoy yourselves. I was like, we have a breaking news. I said for the rest of today, it's going to be known as Aiden Huntington Bank Field.
That was presented by Great Clips. It's going to be great. This season, check out the Brown social channels daily. Play our digital scratch-off game for your chance to win club seats and other great prizes presented by the Ohio Lottery, proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. So tomorrow around this time will be an hour from deadline, boys.
I would think.
Yeah,
we should
I think we'll have
more
full.
clarity.
I think we'll have knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, I do think so. I think we'll have the full knowledge of everything that's going to happen.
Be an interesting 24 hours and an interesting couple of days. And then, as I mentioned, everyone gets out of town by the time you get to Thursday. So if there is going to be, and you've already seen this day, you saw McLaurin today, you saw Hendrickson back at the table with the Bengals. McLaurin gets done. The next 48 hours will be critical in terms of deals getting done and rosters taking shape. So something to pay attention to on that side of things. The next level is coming up next. Thanks for listening, buddy. Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland.